Hey guys, back for a little bit more City Government 101, and here I am today with Dr. Megan Selman.
Hi.
And so you are, gosh, you're a lot. I mean, you really are, and that's not about.
Maybe too much.
I mean that in a good way. You really are. You're head of Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
And then so Chamber. There's a lot that goes in Chamber of Commerce:
Yes.
workforce development, economic development.
Community development.
Community development,
Yeah.
any development.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're also, you're a wife and a mom of like 13 kids? No, four.
4 kids.
4 kids,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy.
Yes.
So you really do juggle a lot.
Yes.
You do. So but we're here to talk about the partnership and the importance of that chamber plays in what economic development and what that means to the average end user who's the citizen.
Yes.
Why do we even have a chamber, and what does that even mean to me?
Yes, that's a great question. So the Chamber of Commerce is here to serve the business community.
Okay.
So offering to businesses of all size, small and large, opportunities to network with each other,
Okay.
the opportunities to collect resources from each other. And then we also recruit business to Russellville. So we look at business recruiting, business expansion, businesses that are already here that want to grow here, like you saw with the Maricold and Tabor
Yes.
Extrusions. New businesses like Owens Corning, and then retaining existing businesses. So those are kind of business expansion, retention, and retaining are what I do every day.
I want to touch base because I get to see you at work more than anybody. I really do. And, a lot of people don't see what you do, but there is so much behind the scenes. There is, you talked about the Tabor Extrusions.
Yes.
Most people don't realize that took 5 years to
Yes.
make that announcement. It took 5 years and so many conversations to make that happen for that almost $70 million expansion for Russellville.
Yes.
And so, but then, I see the behind the scenes conversations that we're having meals, we're meeting with people, we're
Yes.
driving out and looking at land, with the developers who are bringing in Academy Sports and
Yes.
Olive Garden. Or,
That was fun.
all of the different conversations that we have with so many different people that I get a front row seat to that
Yes.
sometimes. And so it's really cool. People don't understand that, but because that's kind of crazy sometimes. It really is, because I know you pick up the phone like, hey, somebody's here, we got to do this, got to do that. And it's like,
sometimes we have
we're going
noticed,
out there and
sometimes we don't.
It's like,
Yeah.
But kind of that's the reality.
Oh, yeah, it's fast paced. And so the relationship with the city is that the city of Russellville does not have a full-time economic developer on staff. And so what they do is contract with the Alliance, which is kind of a sister organization of the Chamber of Commerce, same employee, we share employees,
Yes.
all of that. So the city contracts with the Alliance for Economic Development to do economic development. So we are operating separately from the city. I'm not a city employee, but we are operating contractually on behalf of the
for
city.
sure.
And so we work really, really closely and can't do it without you guys ever. We've got great leadership right now. So that's been so fun that I can call the mayor and say, hey, I thought that we were going to look at these 3 things, and in 15 minutes, we're going to look at this
Yes.
other thing for this other, this company that also owns these 5 chains of restaurants. And so can you come meet us out here? That's been really great to have those really strong working relationships. But that's what we do. So we, from retail to manufacturing to small business, we're kind of out there hoping that we're doing a great job for all of Russellville in the business sector. So that's sometimes a misconception. You won't really see us throw a party downtown because Daniel Hausnick's doing great with that.
Yeah.
I always joke with Christy is I want people to come here, stay, pay taxes, start a business. She wants people to come here and go home.
Go home, yeah.
So, and that's a good way to remember the distinction between the A and P, which makes it even more confusing because her offices are in the chamber now. But we just work so closely together on behalf of Russellville. And so that's why you care. Really, the big picture for me is job creation, the opportunity for jobs that are more jobs and better jobs for Russellville. And to get those jobs, you have to go after these different businesses. But I just think a good job, a high paying job can generationally impact our whole community.
It really does.
Yeah. and send, and then to attract those businesses, we have to make sure that we have the workforce through Arkansas Tech, UACCM, all of our wonderful high schools in the area, that they have the programs to train the kiddos and the college students so that when they graduate, they're ready to go to work locally in these jobs that we need filled to keep those industry partners happy. So that's where you get into workforce development, which I love to see that. One of the really cool things we're doing right now is we've started a boot camp, and it's actually here at the Innovation Hub.
Oh, wow.
And it takes, it's in partnership with UACCM and our manufacturing council at the chamber. So a group of industry leaders in town got together and said, I need a class. I want it to be taught by a higher ed entity, and it needs to be 8 weeks long, and it needs to be at night because people have jobs, and I want you to take you from like cutting hair or flipping burgers to working in my plant, and like the safety, the kind of core basic skills, and then when I get them, I'll train them the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And so being able to put that together, and now we've got manufacturing boot camp. It's an 8-week program. It's a night course. There's ways to get it paid for. If that's, so that's not a challenge to take people and increase their opportunities, because once they're entry level at ConAgra, that has a lot better chance of working your way up in a large corporation, than some of the other jobs that they think may be all that's available to them. So we are excited. That kind of stuff makes me excited.
Oh, it is. And you and I, we stay excited a lot. There's a couple things I want to touch on. I want to talk a little bit about downtown, but I want to talk about the East Main corridor right now because really we're filming this in 2025, so this may be viewed in 2030 by somebody. I don't know because it's going to be on YouTube, but really in 2025, it's an exciting time right now on the East Main corridor because we've just seen Panda Express open, Hardee's has just opened, Chipotle's right around the corner, Olive Garden and Academy are underway. Burger King's about to build a new building. All these is scheduled to come. So there's so much, and there's so much more that is kind of on the way that we can't say yet.
Yes,
it's kind of crazy. It really is. You're exactly right. It's like a snowball. So, but you talk about bringing all this new business in, and but also I want to talk about something that you said. Talk about taking the businesses that have been here.
Yes.
This last Saturday, my dog Asher and I were out, and we were coming home, and I was on Facebook, and I noticed that Morgan Beck, one of my favorite, down at Beck's Bridal.
Yes.
She Facebook said she was open. I'm like, Asher, we hadn't seen Morgan in a while,
Let's
so
get in there.
we went down. We visited more. We had to stop by Jackalope, see the guys there. Then we had to stop by and see Morgan. Then we went over to Garden Sass. These are all fairly new businesses, but then we go over to the anchor, the one that's been there forever, C&D Drug.
Oh, I love.
They're just. They have been here forever, and they are just like that anchor that has been downtown. They really exemplify who downtown is, and then you got Sweden right next door. There's so many just amazing places, but the chamber is taking care of all of those.
Yes, that's our goal, is to take care of everybody, especially, the cornerstones of our community. We want to recruit new business because we think that's better for everybody. And a good example is the Panda Express. Well, it came in, it was new and broke records.
Yes.
Their first 2 weeks open broke all kinds of records. They were astounded. And our community's great, and that kind of word gets out. Well, I think you'll see people start to move to Russellville. These new manufacturing plants that have 100 jobs, 200 jobs, those are going to bring people here, and those people are, going to have spouses, and they're going to be shopping at your C&Ds and your Beck's Bridal, and their kids are going to go to school at the high school or the junior high, which means there's some more, taxpayer dollars. It's increasing our tax base, and they're going to buy a home, and they're going to pay property taxes. So I am recruiting new business, but I think everybody down the line benefits from it, because those people that are moving here for the jobs, they've got to take their clothes to a dry cleaner. Their kids are going to play sports, and they're going to have to go buy cleats somewhere. And so there's a downstream of positive impact on the community, and it helps take care of our existing businesses, because we're loyal to those guys, very much so. I'm
going to let a little secret out. I use, no, not on you, but a phrase that I use a lot happened in a conversation with you in the chamber while I was running for mayor. And I use this phrase, and it's true. The phrase, and you shared it, it was quality of life is workforce attraction. Yes. And I don't know if you remember that, and I say that a lot, and I say quality of life, quality of place is workforce attraction, and it truly is. And that is what the chamber really exemplifies, is the fact that, hey, the better quality of life we have, and we were there at the First Friday breakfast. when it was either James or John, one of those Owens Corning
yeah.
apostles, said that the reason that they chose Russellville was the quality of life.
Yes.
And so that's the reality when we look at you. We talk about the more things we bring, the more people will be attracted to Russellville. And we talked with Christy Graham in another video. We talk about the tourism and we talk about the mountain biking. We talked about youth sports and all of these different things. And all of this quality of life works together to bring more people. And that's where the chamber really is the big. You're our cheerleader.
Yes.
Really, you're our cheerleader that goes out there and really recruits and starts courting all of those people and shows them, hey, look what we have to offer.
And they're astounded. And that is a great point, because the chamber tries to, the things that we do in the community that are quality of life based, we try to do that. We're thinking from the perspective, if I'm a business, what makes me want to locate here, and not from a tourism perspective or even a downtown perspective. And that's kind of how we look at it, to stay in our lane and work together with everybody in a way that's efficient. But when we bring people here, I like to have one big meeting. So if I've got a person and they want to come to town and they have a big project, I get everybody around the table, the mayor, the judge, our utility partners, and we know everything about the property. They sit down. It may be 3 hours, in the bottom story of the fire station, but we're going to pull up maps and we're going to answer their zoning questions while we answer their capacity questions with Entergy in the room. Everybody's in the room, and they always say how rare that is. We don't send them around town. We feed them really well. Yeah. And I've had so many companies walk away and say, your mayor asked about your kids, and so hugged each other, and everybody knew what you did this weekend. I'm like, that's because we're friends.
Yeah, we're family.
This is a strong team, and you'll find that this community operates like that.
Yes.
And you're going to want to put your business here, because you can go put your business in some larger town, but you're not going to have the mayor's cell phone number when something goes wrong, or a local energy contact, when
your power goes out.
Yeah,
we're going to pick up the
right.
phone. We're not calling an 800 number.
We're calling Omar.
We're calling somebody. And we're gonna
whether
say,
he likes it or not.
Yeah, whether he likes it, but he always works for
Yes,
for
and
us.
then your judge is, going to be right there. You're going to know him, and so that has been something that has helped us stand out, is that everybody gets along. We come to the table. There's a team atmosphere, and I'm not trying to sit there and talk to him like I know everything, but I've got the person at the table that knows here, and we all get along. So,
and we have, really, we talk about, myself and Judge, but really we have the availability of our state representatives and senators. They're here in town, and they're present, and they're available, and also our Washington delegation. I think I embarrassed Debbie, but and we have their numbers, and so they're really invested in our community. And so I think that's, and those are attractive things to potential, because we have seen Owens Corning. We've seen the Tabor extrusion. We've seen continued growth at ConAgra. We have their flagship, Americold, so many different things. And we also, those two staples that we sometimes citizens take for granted, but we have two of the major pillars of our community is Arkansas Nuclear One and Arkansas Tech University.
Yes.
And so you have those great
college.
things. And then, but you also look at the poultry industry that we have, and all the other manufacturers. We could go on and on and on. There's so much here. It's just an exciting time and a lot of great stuff. So
it is so exciting. It's an exciting time, and I think we're going to see growth that spurs growth. Like when the Panda Express opened, and we've got Olive Garden and Academy going in, all of a sudden East Main Corridor, everybody's calling about the East Main Corridor because they realize there's something here in Russellville. And we've got such hidden numbers. I talk about our hidden numbers all the time because, population of 30,000, 38,000 during the day, during the work day, during the work week. But we're so much more than that. If you look at our tourism numbers, if you look at our four-year university, 1 or 2 outages a year at Arkansas Tech, all the ball teams that come through here, our fishing on our Lake Dardanelle, our mountain biking, all of our tourism numbers, that's why Panda Express comes and is shocked by their grand opening week, because
I think it's because I eat there so much. Just going to say that.
The mayor alone. But then you look at all the surrounding towns that are coming to Russellville to shop and eat. and that doesn't get reflected in our 28,000, 29,000 population. And so the secret's out, I think. In the last year or so, the secret's out that Russellville is bigger than that number. And, and it's a place where we'll go out to eat. We'll spend money. I went to...
I can't imagine feeding the family of 6, though. I can't comprehend that.
It's a lot, yeah. But we went to Zaxby's on Sunday, and there was not a place to sit after church. Right there on that, I thought of that East Main corridor. I was like, I need to take a picture of this right here. And it's, people are out and about in Russellville. We like each other. It's a safe place to live. You don't see the social issues that you see other places in the state.
That's a great thing you talk about. There's the 4 pillars of that quality of life, quality of place, or housing, healthcare, education, and safety. And really, that's part of that quality of life is that draws people here is you as a mother can go to Walmart at 9 o'clock at night with your children and not have to worry about anything, or you can pump gas at a PDQ or a Casey's or whatever, and you don't have to worry about anything. We do have a great safety, and that's not just Russellville alone, but that is Pope County in our surrounding area. That's good.
And I think we have great schools. I mean, sometimes when people come from other states or bigger metropolitan areas, and we say this is the information and statistics, and all the awards our public schools have won, and it's free.
Yes.
And they are shocked. That makes people want to move here. In fact, the number one thing that industries start as soon as they get serious about Russellville, and we've kind of checked all the boxes on capacity and workforce, they start to think about relocating their employees here. And the first question when you get to the relocation phase is your schools.
Yeah.
And
you've got schools that not only do they have good athletics,
right,
but they also have great speech and debate, great quiz bowl, and not just they've got swim, basketball, volleyball, football, baseball, softball. They have all of these things. And
the Center for the Arts.
Yeah, Center for the Arts. There's so much. Drama is a whole other thing. So they're in your arts with band, and so in choir. There's just a lot.
Yes,
it's a bunch. I went up there.
So he's excited.
It was. Yes, it really is. So, is there anything else you think we're missing? Like I say, I just want to sit down and have a conversation with you, and just kind of like give everybody just a little kind of a bird's eye view into the chamber. And we could literally sit and talk for a lot longer. I know we could, but.
I think that's great. I think that covers it. That's the number one question we get is, are you city employees at the chamber? And we're not, but we are contracted to do economic development as we go about our day at the chamber. We are working on behalf of the city, and those projects that we bring in, we don't get bonuses. We don't get, that all is on behalf of the city, for the city. And we hope, it goes to the city to better our community. And that's what we want to do. That's our goal, and our purpose is to make this a business friendly community where people want to live, where people want to do business, and where we can help them once they get here, small or large.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that it's a family environment. And, when we go out to ribbon cuttings, I mean, the red coats show up.
They're amazing.
They really are. If you ever are somewhere and somebody's out front of a business, there's a bunch of people in red coats. Hey, it's chamber ribbon cutting day.
Yes, because they support each other.
Yeah, it is really cool. And they are family. And the thing is, they're having fun doing it.
Yes.
They're having fun. It's cool. I'm glad that I get to be part of that family for a little while I get to sit in this chair as mayor. So, hey, thanks for coming out.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Hey, thank you guys for hanging out with Dr. Megan Selman with the Russellville Chamber of Commerce, and we'll see you guys next time.